Welcome to On The Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Good, Dave.
That's good, mate. The spotlight heads to Royal Randwick this weekend in Sydney for a couple of Group 1s. And the first Group 1 is the Randwick Guineas for 3-year-olds over 1,600 metres. And a really even edition of the Randwick Guineas this year, mate. Who do you like?
Very even. I like Murray Baker's horse, Atlante, Dave.
Yep.
Probably the big query for him will be the track.
Yeah.
He was a fantastic run last start for a horse that was under pressure. A long way out, he was dipping and diving.
Yeah, he was,
and he only got beaten ahead by Dissident. His form at the mile is first rate.
Yeah.
He won the Rickerton 2000 Guineas.
Yeah.
And he also won an open mile, so you know he's going to be strong at it. I think a dead track will be fine.
I think it will improve. The sun, good weather in the next 2 days in Sydney.
And he'll probably just sit outside Eurozone for mine, with Dissident and El Rocker have to do some work out wide. And I think if you see there's a dead track, dead 5 on the day, that if you can get the 650 on offer at the moment, I'll be taking it.
Yep. What's really interesting about this is the wide barriers that El Rocker and Dissident have got. I'm a big fan of El Rocker, and I know you are too, but I do think he's up against it this week. The outside barrier, backing up after a tough run last week and having to go up 300 metres in distance in 1 week. But he is an outstanding horse, but I think I've really found one here, mate. Savvy Nature. He was an outstanding run first up in the Hobartville 2 weeks ago. He travelled really well in the run and just lacked that sharpness to sprint at the top of the straight when the sprint went on. But he really got motoring over that last 200 metres, and he couldn't really find a clear run. Probably wouldn't have won it, but he's right behind Dissident and Atalante. I just think with natural improvement, he'll come on leaps and bounds in fitness, and he's got an excellent record second up. I think the 1,600 metres of the Guineas is right up his alley, and don't forget this horse was favourite in the VRC Derby last year, so he's $11 on some of the corporate bookmakers. I think he's a great bet on the bit at $11 each way. Excuse me. The next Group 1 is the Weight for Age Canterbury Stakes over 1,300 metres, mate, and this has attracted a star-studded field.
It has. Just don't know what this, how I was saying before, the track's going to play. For prospect of a bit of a softish track, fitness edge will be required.
Yeah.
I love Zoostar. I think he's a great horse. But he's first up. He's a bull.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to go pretty quick with Rain Affair. He's going to scoot along.
Yeah.
I think the horse that ran second to Zoostar in the Coolmore, not listening to me, he's pretty smart. He was really good at Caulfield first up.
Very smart.
He's obviously got to take the next step here, but I think his pedigree as well suggests to me, Dylan Thomas, that he'll relish the wet track if there is one, or sting out. And I think he'll just be sitting behind Rain Affair and running him down. So for me, 440 is probably a little bit short at the moment, but if he can probably get $5.56 on the day, that'd be on the bit for me.
Yep, nice even pace going into this with Rain Affair, no doubt. Not listening to me, lobs in behind him. I think Rain Affair will bring Not Listening to Me into the race over the rise, and then I think he'll pull out and he'll sprint for home. I agree. I think Zousar will get a little further back in this race. He'll be giving him a few lengths. I don't think he's the type of horse that I think he needs a run to really reach his peak fitness, and I don't think he can give a start to Not Listening to Me in this race. I also think that Not Listening to Me has come on from the spring. I was a bit worried about him first up, but he was just outstanding first up, and if he's improved off that run, I really like him too. I just think he was only 2 lengths behind Zoostar in the Coolmore. I think he's on the bit as well. $4, if you get $1.90 the place or something like that, I'm Not Listening to Me, I'd just launch. I think he's a great chance. Stable news, Lenny. What's your stable news for this week? You've been busy again at the Adelaide sales this week.
Yeah, just away there trying to find nice types of yearlings, and we did find one really nice type, but she had a pedigree to match.
Yep.
And that's the full sister to Miss Promiscuity that Peter Moody trains, and the male is that he thinks it's going to be a Group 1 winner in the future. we were very, very happy to secure this Magnus filly. She just looks like a real ball terror, early 2-year-old sort of type, similar to Malaguera, so probably a bit more muscle than him.
Yeah.
But really happy to secure her, and also we got a really nice Doomsday colt. He's a lovely colt, and been looking for a quality colt like him, so he's from a really good family. And we also picked up a little chiefy, a rearm colt that went under the radar, and he'll be a nice little horse for the future. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's right. So we Dream Thoroughbreds have joined Wes Hunter in the full sister to Miss Promiscuity. She's stakes place after 5 starts, and as you said, P. Moody has got a big rap on her. I think she's a Group 1 filly in the making. So we've got the full sister to her. If she wins a Group 1, the full sister's worth plenty as a broodmare without even racing. So yeah, great selection. She was on our short list even before we went to the sales, and Lenny said that she was outstanding. So happy to bring her into the Dream stable. There's shares available in her, obviously, from 4,000 and upwards. So if you're interested, contact me on 0416 105 666. Chosen Moments back, mate, at Bendigo tomorrow. Yeah, so he hasn't raced for 6 months. He's had chips removed from both fetlocks, and he's had a gelding operation as well. So he's a bit lighter this preparation, but he looked really good in the jump out last Friday, and yeah, we look forward to a nice run from him first up tomorrow. You know, he might just lack a little bit of fitness, but he's about 20 to 1 as well, so he's a good odds each way.
For sure.
And next week, I'll give you more details in next week's edition of On the Bit, but we are having our open day next Sunday week. We're parading the 4 yearlings, the Time Thief, the Almaher, the Doomsday, and the new Magnus filly. The 4 fillies purchased through the sales at Inglis Sale Yards in Oaklands Junction next Sunday from 10:30 a.m. So this is our major open day for the yearlings. So everyone is welcome to attend. You can actually have an opportunity to pull them out of the boxes and have them paraded for you personally, or you can watch them as they're paraded through the Oakland's sale ring as well. So they'll be paraded for everyone to see. We'll be having a little bit of a barbecue and a few drinks down there as well. So I'll print the details at the end of On the Bit and the credits, so if anyone needs to know where Oakland's Junction is, they can find it. But I'll remind everyone next week as well. So that's Sunday week, the 23rd of March. Best on breeding, Lenny. What's your best on breeding this week?
It's actually an unraced horse, Dave.
Yep.
But it trialled pretty well. It's race 4, number 5, Wilderness, in the Gold Rush at Bendigo. They paid $2.4 million for it at the 2013 East Yearling sale, so you'd be hoping to go all right.
Yeah, you would. A
3/4 in blood to the champion sprinter of Europe 2010 in Star Spangled Banner. It's by Fastnet Rock out of Gold Anthem. This is also the family of Elstrom and his multiple group winning half brother and Harada son, so it's a lovely family.
Absolutely, mate. He's probably one of the best bred colts racing, or going to be racing. Yeah. Value bets. I've got 2 value bets. The first one's at Bendigo on Saturday, race 8, number 7, Consorting. He's up against a good horse here in Trust and August, who's been sort of really dominant through the summer and the early autumn. But this fellow's run was enormous against Not Listening to Me at Caulfield last start. I think the step up to 1400 really suits him. I also think a left-handed jockey will suit him, and Vlad Jurek does that really well. He'll love the big long straight at Bendigo, and I think he's great each way value at $6. And the other value bet, who was going to be my On the Bit special, but when I saw the price, I just had to make her a value bet. Moonee Valley, Friday night, race 5, number 1, Lady Melksham. She's come up $5 fixed odds. She is a bet to nothing. She went around and jump out last Friday at Flemington under triple wraps. She's given them all weight on Friday, but seriously, she's got lengths on them. She's been nominated for the Chris Flyer in Singapore later this year. She will just win. She's won one of these 955s before. She's $5 fixed odds. I jumped all over it today. Hopefully it's still there after I've jumped on it. Just wins. So he's On the Bit value for you. On the Bit special, mate. Who's your On the Bit special for this weekend?
Race 3, number 4, Opinion, Dave.
Yep. Won well last start, $25. You should have given it to us last start.
Yeah, well, he made a mess of his rivals last start.
He did, yeah.
At the 1900 on a slow track. Goes to the 2000 third up.
Yeah.
Which should suit perfectly. Junob, won his past two before he ran into Opinion.
Yeah.
Which and he gave him a beating. He does rise 2 kilos on his last run, but that shouldn't be stopping him. He's on the bit for mine at the 230 on offer.
Yep, I'm on the bit with your best on breeding, mate. Bendigo Race 4 number 5 Wilderness. I labelled this a value bet a couple of weeks ago. He was going to run at Flemington, but he got scratched on the day. They took him to Sydney and he won a trial very impressively. They've come back to Bendigo for the big race, which is worth $250,000. I reckon they've just come back to steal the money. There's no better bred colt in Australia. He's on the bid for mine as well. I think he's $2.60. I love that price. I'll take it all day long. Off the bet, Lenny, who are you laying for this weekend?
El Rocker, Dave.
Ooh, one of our favourites, mate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't like interruptions in a preparation.
No, I don't either, yeah.
Especially going into like a mild sort of grand final for him, where he's probably a little bit vulnerable at the mile, if anything. We haven't seen him really strong at that trip, so he's gone. He should have been running in the Hobartville over the 14, but missed that, and he's gone 13. So he's only backing up a week later, going from 13 straight into a mile, where he had a pretty tough run. And the other thing is he's drawn wide, so he's not going to have it easy.
No.
So he's $4 on offer at the moment. I think he's a big risk.
Yeah, I thought he was shorter than that. Yeah, I'd say it'd be a risk at the price. Not that he's still a good horse. It's
a very good horse, but there's a few little negatives against him.
I'm off the bit with Randwick as well. Race 6, number 3, Lily Bolero. She won well first up, this mare, from a spell, but goes up 2 kilos. I think this field is a lot stronger that she's meeting second up. She comes into this race as favourite. It's the first leg of the Sydney quad, and I'm prepared to risk her and leave her out of the quaddies. And hope for a better result in that first leg at Sydney on the weekend. So she's off the bit for mine. So a bit of news this weekend, mate. Bendigo is the main race meeting this weekend. There's no city meeting on a Saturday, so it's Bendigo. So good luck, and we'll see everyone next week. See you later.
Cheers. See you.